production.
Guys, Project Reaper here, and today I'm bringing you a quick tutorial, in-depth guide about the ability Ice Block. And I just kind of want to talk about Ice Block as well as Stasis, since they are essentially the same thing, and you're going to run into Stasis called things other than Ice Block. So, you know, even though you see Ice Block, Stasis, well, I'll get into that in a minute, but let's quickly talk about Ice Block and what it does. So it's going to put an ability in one of your numbered slots, and you hit a button, and you go into what's called Stasis, which means you can't take damage, you cannot move, you can't be crowd controlled. It's complete invulnerability. It's basically the same as invulnerability status, with the caveat of you will not be able to move while in Stasis. So, yeah, you come over here. Let's move a little faster. I just want to take some tower damage real quick. And let's see, you go into Stasis. You also, while in Stasis, guys, there's one other caveat. You cannot be healed. You can't be targeted by anything, whether it be from your allies or your enemies. So if someone's trying to hit you with a heal, it won't be able to while you're in that Stasis, just so you know that as well. Now, another thing about this is it lasts 3 seconds, but you can cancel it early. So you want to use this to avoid skill shots. This isn't a good example since all it does is damage. But if this, if this move did a stun, and you see as Arthas, you see that skill shot circle, you know, oh no, that's gonna hit me, and you Ice Block to stop it, right? So then let's get into quickly, wrong button, some of the examples. So as far as I could find, these are actually the only 3 characters that have Ice Block: Nazeebo, Malfurion, and Brightwing. However, Stasis is found on a number of characters. Sorry guys, I was deciding if I wanted to change how this list is done, but it doesn't really matter for the purpose of this video. So improved Ice Block is given to Jaina. It's now a level 20 power, and it actually is the exact same as Ice Block, except it gives her chill effect, which is her trait. And if you want to know more about that, I'll be making a Jaina video pretty soon here. And then Dehaka, the new hero, he has Burrow, which is a 2-second stasis, and it cannot be canceled. So there is, I mean, it's a slightly different, it's different in that it can't be canceled and that it's shorter. That's why it's not Ice Block, it's Burrow. So then Safety Bubble, it's essentially the exact same thing. The difference here is that you can actually move while in here. So this would actually probably, I do need to probably rework this list. We should call this Invulnerability. Did I spell that right? I'm not sure if I did. This program, post-it notes, doesn't check your spelling, so anyway, we'll put Murky down there later. I'll fix it before I put it in the details for you guys in the notes. Rexxar has Feign Death. This is Stasis. The caveat here is that you will be in control of Misha the Bear rather than Rexxar during the duration of Feign Death. Molten Block is actually the exact same as Ice Block, except what it does is it does damage per second to anyone around you. So it's like you're creating a fire stasis, a little fire aura. The Lost Vikings have Jump, and this would actually qualify not as stasis but as invulnerability since they are moving during that period. Same with Dimensional Shift. This is not a stasis since you're moving. In fact, Dimensional Shift, the caveat there also is that you can use that after you've been crowd controlled. So like you can be hit by a stun and then Dimensional Shift, I believe. That'll be hard to test and without playing him against a stunner, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Then there's a couple other things just worth mentioning. If you take the ult on Johanna, Falling Sword, you can avoid skill shots just basically in the same way. It just works, it just functions differently. Instead of turning into a cube of ice, you're leaping into the sky to avoid that skill shot. But you can avoid all sorts of damage and crowd control by using Falling Sword in that way. And then Tyrael and Uther, I'll talk about this in the cleanse video, which is already up, and I'll put a link to that somewhere on the screen here for you guys. But it will also provide invulnerability, and the caveat there is that you can actually provide it to teammates as well as yourself with these two characters, Tyrael and Uther. So, yeah, I think that's about it. As far as when to use it, there is actually one other thing I want to talk about Brightwing specifically. Using Ice Block on Brightwing is usually not recommended, and the reason for that is because of shield dust. You could avoid all of the damage with Ice Block, however, you can avoid 50% of that damage and share that effect. So the Ice Block basically is the selfish option, whereas shield dust you can use on yourself, so you can still use it selfishly. If a Kael'thas is throwing a Pyroblast at you, then right before it hits you, you could Ice Block, or you could shield dust. Now, the thing is you're a support, and your job as a support, your role that you're filling is not to be selfish, but to help others. It's very important that you always are around helping others, phase shifting to them, healing them, shield dusting them at opportune moments. And Ice Block is a pretty selfish option, so it's not usually recommended for a Brightwing to take Ice Block. The only time you would do that is if you're up against an insane amount of crowd control. You would not use Ice Block to avoid ability damage on Brightwing. On other heroes, absolutely. You use it on Dehaka for that reason all the time. But here, when you see these two particular options, particularly on Brightwing, Ice Block is only going to be useful to stop skill shot crowd controls. Otherwise, shield dust is where it's at. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I just want to thank you guys again for watching. I really hope you liked and found the video helpful. If you did, please hit that like button at the bottom, as that helps me. But also, if you have any friends who you think would find this information helpful, I appreciate any shares or directing your friends to my channel. Speaking of which, if you like the channel and you want to see more videos from me, you can hit right here, and that will subscribe you to my channel. And then also over here are some other videos that I've made regarding some video game stuff. So hopefully you find all that as informational as you found this. I hope to see you guys next time, and have yourself a great day.